Okay, so this video is all about getting proxies or equivalent of the official game components for MEST Tactics. One of the first things is to get the right dice in place. So the MEST Tactics dice are actually originally based on six-sided dice. The official ones are kind of nice because it simplifies how to read the dice themselves. So you have the red modifier dice, the white base dice, and the yellow wild dice. You can see here how they're arranged with their faces 1 through 6 showing either no pips, one or more pips, and then a circle around some of the pips saying these are carryovers. Here's the original way that I used to have the six-sided dice. Regular six-sided dice, red, white, and yellow. And here's what they look like with their equivalent worth inside MEST Tactics, with the numbers showing each of the face what their values are as far as successes, these are the pips, and carryovers. That's the face value of 6 for the white and red dice. And then yellow dice have carryovers on any value that is a 4, 5, or 6 as far as the face themselves. So I have a Cricut cutter, and these are my 19mm dice that I purchased online. And the cutter uses some SVG files which I made available on the MEST Tactics downloads site. You add the symbols to the project, and you cut them out, and you painstakingly affix them to the faces of these dice. They look nice. Very serviceable. And here's an example of the kinds of blank dice you can get online. You can use Coplau dice, you can use Amazon.com, you can go to Etsy. The Game Crafter has them, Alibaba has them. They're pretty affordable if you buy them in bulk. Your nearby arts and crafts store should have a lot of nice bits. Here are the acrylic gemstones that you can use for MEST Tactics. So left to right we have the white delay tokens, the yellow fear tokens, and the red wound tokens. Similarly, we have glass beads. So we have the dark hidden tokens, we have the weight tokens, and we have the blue, large blue done tokens. Some random parts, we have reminder pawns, which are actually pawns from like the game Sorry. And we have an initiative card. This one here happens to just be an ace, spades. You can never have enough dice, so I have small blue end game dice. We have utility dice, one for the red team, one for the blue team, and we have a large orange indicator die. Alright, so as far as the figurines, MEST Tactics prefers the use of 1/56 scale or 28mm figurines. You can also use 32mm scale figures. The 28mm and 32mm, it measures from the base of the model's foot to perhaps its ear or the top of its head, depending on the manufacturer. When it comes to collecting figurines for MEST Tactics, I'm pretty much frugal. I try to find cast-offs, imperfects. You know, I go to flea markets to get maybe metal figures, or I buy 3D printed figures in bulk. They're kind of fragile if they're made out of resin. I try to repurpose old HeroClix or Mage Knight figures. Or I find an old board game that had like figurines inside of them, like maybe like Blood Rage, and I take those and I repaint them. You can see here that I've used a lot of Reaper Bones figures, which are pretty affordable. There's also figures from Zombicide, which is a popular board game. I got a bunch of them. Anyway, you want to go online and you can see a number of resources for this. You can go to Etsy, you can go to Perry Figures, you can go to EM4, West Wing, you know, Foot Source, you know, Soldiers. There's a lot of online resources. Just look around for what you like and maybe get a dozen or so just to start off on you know, gaming this kind of thing. Next, you'll want to get some rough terrain, some trees. These are all from Hobby Crafts. You can make them out of bottle brushes and trim them down, or you can go and get the Christmas discount at the nearby dollar store. Having some hills adds variety for line of sight to other characters. So I make those out of foam. You can see here they're kind of prototypal, not very complicated at all. And then linear terrain like walls and stanchions and columns and things that stand up and block you know, line of sight. These are all good for cover. You want a variety of those, especially if you want to include in your MEST Tactics tabletop experience, you know, archery or using firearms to shoot at a distance. You want to make sure that your opposing targets can hide. And again, of course, go online and you'll see a number of options for 3D printed terrain. You can also go to eBay.com, go to flea markets and find already someone's set that they're giving away, or they have something that's very cheap to purchase. Just look around and you'll see a variety of options. Last but not least is the battle map. This represents your clear terrain, your flat field terrain. And battle maps are usually sold as 3x3 or 4x4 foot blankets or neoprene rollouts, or printed textured cloth. Some of them are felt. Others are like modified blankets or rugs that have been shaved down and painted or spray painted. Online there's a lot of resources, so check those out and take one up, and then you'll have your starting kit. At this point you're done. You have everything you need to begin playing MEST Tactics and essentially any other kind of skirmish warfare gaming.